Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to focus back on the World Cup. Been a couple of weeks ago, I've done a World Cup video now, really back at the start of the tournament. I've done a couple of videos on it, but today I feel like it's a good time to do a World Cup video as the group stages have just finished. This is the first day without World Cup games for us to sit down and enjoy, so for all my fans, I'm giving me to enjoy instead. Talking about the World Cup. So today I'm going to basically give my review of how the group stage was, how I think it went, and my reactions to my predictions, kind of. I mean, a couple of shockers, a couple of big shockers, especially one massive shocker relating to my predictions. So we're going to address all of that. I'm also going to talk about the next round, who I think will go through, and overall just how entertaining it's been so far, and if I'm still enjoying it as much as I was when it first kicked off. So I mean, we may as well start with the first. We'll kind of walk through each group. We'll talk about the big talking points and such. So the first group was Uruguay, Russia, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, and I predicted that one correctly. I mean, it was a group that was kind of straightforward. I'm the only one. Well, I didn't predict it all correctly. I said Saudi Arabia to finish fourth and actually finished third. But I did think Uruguay and Russia would go through, and I thought Uruguay would go through with ease. A team now who could push on quite far. They've got Portugal in the next round, mind you, who will be a difficult team to play. But Uruguay have great quality in their team, especially up front. You know, Cavani and Suarez, two fantastic strikers, two world-class strikers, two of the best in the world. So they could go far, but a group that, I didn't watch too heavily. I mean, we had the opening game with Russia and Saudi Arabia. We've seen 5 goals. Russia really didn't hold back in scoring the goals against Egypt and Saudi Arabia. They were there to entertain. They had the home crowd behind them, and they used that to their advantage in the first couple of games. Obviously, fell short to Uruguay, but Uruguay are a better team, and that was expected. I think Uruguay should have went on and won all 3 games, and that's exactly what they did. One of the best games from the group, Uruguay and Egypt, I believe it was, the 90th minute winner. Was it Jimenez that scored the goal? I can't remember. That was a decent enough game, clinging on 0-0 right up to the very end, and then bang, goal right there. It got the points for Uruguay, but a group that probably wasn't the most entertaining. I thought it was pretty predictable, and actually I got the top 2 right, but a decent enough group to say the least. Provided some entertainment, provided goals. That's one thing it did give us, especially with Russia, as I said. So wasn't as bad as what maybe people were expecting that group to be. Group B though, Group B, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Iran. Iran, you know what? Hats off to them. They came, I predicted them to be bottom of the group. I didn't predict for them to do too much at this World Cup. They came and they challenged. I think this was a really testing group, and a group that could show that this year the strong teams are just not what we expect all the time, and how unpredictable the World Cup can be has been shown in so many levels at this World Cup. We know that with the results have swung in other groups, but in this group especially, Iran really took Spain to the limits. Obviously Spain dominated the game. They had more chances, more possession and such, but Iran didn't make it easy. It was a 1-0 win for Spain, and very easily could have ended 0-0. Iran tested them. They tested Portugal. They got the win against Morocco. They had a very strong showing, and Spain and Portugal didn't have it easy in this group, with them chasing their tails in the last game there. We've seen Iran actually get the point against Portugal. Finished 1-0, didn't it? Sure it did. Hold on, I'm going to check again. I knew it finished 1-0. They chased Spain to a very close game. They ended up getting a point from Portugal with a 90th minute VAR decision, but still done it. I mean, taking those 2 massive sides to such a tough game is immense for a nation like Iran, because they're so, low below them in rankings and quality. It is just sensational what Iran managed to do in that group, and they were unlucky not to go through. Spain did top the group. Predicted that one right as well, with Spain finishing first and second. Personally, I think Portugal were the better side throughout the group. I don't know, there was just something about Portugal that looked, I wanted them to finish first, although Spain did. On goal difference, I believe. But you know what? It is what it is. Ronaldo had a big opening to the tournament, a hat-trick in the first game. Right away, just diving right into the tournament, and was not holding back. And arguably, we got game of the tournament so far in that group in the opening fixture. The 3-3 draw, sensational. Ronaldo just once again proving how big a player he is, how much he can do, and just how great a specimen of a human being. Just, he's unbelievable, and he's so good in the big stage. And this tournament could go really far for him. He's already sitting on 4 goals. Can he get more? Can he chase that golden boot? We know he'll be hungry for that. Heading into this Uruguay fixture, he will cause all sorts of problems. Spain, though, don't look too sharp, I don't think. Neither to Portugal, in fairness. They both finished with the same amount of points. I don't think any of those 2 sides will go on to win it, but Spain have a lot of, shaping up to do with the team that they have got. Group C, France, Denmark, Peru, Australia once again. predicted correctly, France and Denmark went through. France didn't really play as well as what I would have liked them to, and what I expected them to. I wanted to see some really nice, entertaining football from them, but watched them against Australia, watched them against Denmark. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't fantastic at all. They were really lucky against Australia. Still kind of wondering if it should have been a penalty that they got against Australia. Denmark they ended up drawing with. Peru they ended up beating narrowly as well. So a very, very scarcely top of the group position for them. It was really scarce. They could still want to win it. You know, they could turn it on in the last 16 in the quarterfinals and such, just like that. Still one of the favourites to go on and win it. They are where they need to be. So at the end of the day, that's what they want. Tom Rogic, I wish could have done a little bit more this World Cup. It was disappointing not to see him bag a goal or two. But at the end of the day, they were in a tough group, Australia. Denmark, very impressive in the fact that they got through defensively. Really, really good. Really a big unit there. They don't play entertaining football. None of the Nordic countries really turned up and played entertaining football at this tournament. Sweden the same, Iceland the same. Denmark though know how to defend, they've done it well, and they could easily go to the quarterfinals here. If they can just buck up at the back and keep it the way it's been, they could do it. But I got that correct as well, France and Denmark. Group D, Croatia, really, really doing well in that group. Ended up beating Argentina 3-0, looked quality, and it wasn't just by sheer luck or anything. They genuinely looked really good and have a shout in this tournament now. Argentina go through in second place. Very dodgily. I don't think they exactly deserved to go through. They weren't great, but I mean, Iceland and Nigeria just didn't do enough to go through. I'd love to have seen Iceland go through. I love the spirit of Iceland. I love the team chemistry. I love the fans behind them, but they just didn't have enough to go through this time. But Argentina did get through in second. Messi, not the best tournament so far. Can he pick that up? Can he go forward? Can he be better heading into the knockout stages? He needs to be for his nation, because without him turning up, they're going to struggle to go any further in the last 16 of the quarterfinals, because they did not look sharp enough in this group stage. They did not look good enough, and they could have very easily went out, and that was very possible. It looked as though they could have at a point, and I thought they would have, but they managed to pull it back. They are through now. They finished second. First group that I didn't get right. Group what one on now? E. That's it. E. Brazil and Serbia. I predicted it was Brazil and Switzerland who went through. This is a group I definitely watched the least of, so I'm going to speak the least of. I barely watched any of the games from this group. The one game I did watch was Serbia and Switzerland. I really wanted Serbia to go through. I felt like they had a great team. I wanted to see them go through, but just didn't make it in the end. Fantastic team though, but Brazil, and Switzerland ended up going through. Now, Group F. Here's the one. May as well take a drink before we go on here. The national drink of the World Cup, or whatever it is, the official drink. What happened? What happened with Germany? Genuinely, what fucking happened? I predicted them to go the whole way, win the whole thing. Absolute pish. So frustrating. Such a big fan of German football, and the German national team have such an array of players, and I kept saying they have by far the best squad at the tournament. But what happened? What happened? I can't tell if it was tactical mishaps from Joachim Löw. I can't tell if it was individual efforts, a lack of cohesion. I think it was a bit of everything. They just did not look like a team at this World Cup. One thing I always say about Germany over every other top nation is they know how to play as a team. It's not just about the fantastic individuals. It's usually about that team chemistry, that team cohesion, and how well they play together on the park. But there was none of that throughout this tournament. From the minute they kicked off, they struggled against Mexico. They did dominate that second half of that game. They just couldn't get a goal. Lucky to beat Sweden. They did dominate once again the game. They had more chances and such, but they were lucky to beat them. And then against Korea, it was a shit show. Watching the game was painful. The understanding wasn't there. Communication, they kept making errors. I don't know what it was, you know, there was just annoying wee things. You keep seeing Werner kept going out left, and obviously that was an instruction from Joachim Löw, because he kept doing it. He wouldn't have kept doing it if it wasn't instruction. Why not play Werner to his strengths? Keep him in the middle. Get him to split those defenders. Get in behind the centre halves. Make those deadly runs. We've got someone out there, like, I'm saying we like I'm German. It's not Scotland, so at the end of the day, I'm just very confused as to how they're out. At the end of the day, we've got Royce and other fantastic wingers who can take the ball out left, so why keep dragging Werner out there when he can very easily do his best in the middle? Kroos looked a shadow of the player he can be. really, it was just a terrible tournament all round. One to forget, and I predicted them to go the whole way. I guess the only silver lining about this is the fact that my second nation, Sweden, managed to top the group. So now I know who I'm supporting through the rest of the World Cup. But they managed to top the group very surprisingly. Mexico went through in second. A very strong tournament for Sweden. Once again, as I said about Denmark, they know how to defend. They defend well. And a lot of people like to criticise defensive football, but at the end of the day, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. It gets winning results. It gets what you need. So I don't see the big problem. Yes, it might not be the most entertaining to sit through for 90 minutes, but you're not forced to sit there. If it gets the country or the team the 3 points, then I don't see the logic in worrying about it. Germany, though, going out incredibly disappointed with that. I'm gutted. I thought they would have went the whole way, and I just expected a lot more entertainment from them. It's sadly something we just didn't get at this World Cup, and they need to come back strong. I'm gutted for Marco Reus because he finally got to his big tournament, and then that happens. Reus should have started the first game. He could have made a massive difference against Mexico. He started the second game. He looked fantastic against Sweden, and he really was the life of the team at points through the tournament, but that's what it is. Next group, Belgium, England, Panama, Tunisia. I predicted I got the top 2 right again. I got the second 2 wrong. Belgium topped the group, obviously beating England yesterday in that 1-0 game. England are actually looking quite decent. I know they were playing teams like Panama and Tunisia where they scored their goals and such, but they did look good enough. Gareth, not good enough to win it, but they look good enough for the point that they probably want to be at. Gareth Southgate, as a fresh manager, has got fresh ideas. He's doing something new with England. But Belgium, still the better team. They got the points against them yesterday. But England now have a decent route to a good point in the tournament. They've managed to avoid Brazil in the last 16. They could go somewhere decent enough. Not one that we win it at all. Cannot be arsed with the coming home parter. Belgium did top the group though. Hallelujah. Last group. Poland, I predicted to top it. Another team who had a horror. I said they were my dark horse. The ones who I feel like could have went far if they'd done well. They let me down big time. They were just too slow. They were too sloppy. They just were so exposed against, you know, especially Senegal. The way they played there, it was just, oh, dear God. Just too slow a unit. They weren't working good enough. Colombia ended up going through, and so did Japan. Japan I predicted to finish bottom of the group as well, so a big surprise there in my eyes. I did not expect that. Colombia managed to pull it out after a first match defeat against Japan, and those two teams went through. Another group I didn't watch too much of the football. I really only watched Poland and Senegal and Japan and Colombia. They were the only 2 games I really watched the first match day from that group. So now, that leads us on to the last 16. That was, overall, the group stage, I feel like it did live up to a lot. I think it was really entertaining at points. It was some really, really good games. I enjoyed it, and I'm still enjoying it as I was after the first round of fixtures. I'm still enjoying the World Cup. I'm loving it. I'm so happy it is on. Fantastic group stage, some big shocks. Germany, you fucking let me down. But the last 16, who is going to go through? Go through each match quickly, one by one. Match 1, France, Argentina. I think France will go through, despite both teams not looking as strong as what they would have liked to be in the group stage. I still think France are the better side, and I still think they'll get the result. I feel France now will turn it on and probably play quite well and could go to the final. Uruguay, Portugal, a game I'm really looking forward to. I think it'll be really, really interesting. I would like to see Uruguay go through, in fairness, but I think it will be Portugal. I just feel they've got a bit more to offer, and at that point it would leave like no South American teams apart from Brazil, the way I'd predict. So I mean, it could be dodgy for South America, but I think Portugal will put Uruguay. Spain and Russia should be Spain, but they weren't that great, and Russia have scored goals. I've got the home crowd behind them. That could go any way. It could be a big surprise there with Russia knocking out Spain, but I think Spain will turn up it, and once again that last 16 factor will get to them to play as well as they should. Croatia, Denmark, I think that's going to be a very entertaining game, and do you know what? Despite Croatia looking really, really good, I'm actually going to say Denmark. I think Denmark defensively are so good that they can keep Croatia out. I'm going to go Denmark. I'm going to go for the shocker there. That's going to be my wild card. Brazil, Mexico, I think Brazil are the better side. Mexico, yes, they've done well enough to beat Germany. They could beat Brazil, but once again, that last 16 factor, I think, will odds the bigger sides to play well. So Brazil, I think, will go through there. Belgium and Japan, I think that's a one-sided affair. I see Belgium going through very easily in that tie. That'll be a decent match, though, I'd imagine, because Japan haven't been bad. Sweden and Switzerland, a game that will be interesting too. Sides who, you know, defensively have to do their best here, because offensively they've not got the greatest players on the planet. But Sweden, I think, will go through. They look strong in the group. They topped the group. And then finally, Colombia and England. As much as it pains me to say it, I think England will knock out Colombia. I just feel like they're the stronger side. Colombia could be missing James Rodriguez. Don't know how long he's actually out for. So I think England will go through, sadly enough. That's my predictions for the last 16. I hope you've enjoyed my review of the group stage. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments. Hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.